I am the contrarian. And this is my world.
He's known for a sharp tongue and the fact that he doesn't suffer fools.
Hello, I'm Vishal Gondal and I'm the founder and CEO of Goki. I've been running India's most successful games company. I've been an entrepreneur all my life and I really enjoy the world of health and fitness.
Vishal Gondal is our man of the hour and he is here to take on Rajiv Makni in the big fitness tracker debate.
Does the world need a fitness tracker? For hundreds and thousands of years, we've lived without that, and people have been fit for hundreds and thousands of years. There was no such word. It's an oxymoron that we had something called the quantified self. Today, everyone seems to think it's the hottest category. Is it really, or is it a fad that's about to die out? So, Vishal, 1 minute, because about the only 1 minute you'll get in the show where I will not object or contradict you. 1 minute, make your case. Why is this the hottest category? Why is everybody so gung-ho about it?
So I think it's probably for the first time that you had chips and various other things which you can pretty much wear on your device, on your body itself. What was happening in the past was a lot of these devices were just too huge for you to carry. And as we know that what cannot be measured cannot be managed. So in our lives, while we know so much about our bank accounts, our businesses, our salaries, our day-to-day lives, we have very little data about our own selves, how much we sleep, how much we walk, how much we are drinking water, and so on and so forth. So I think with the whole advent of miniaturization of technology, it's going to be more and more evident that people are going to be wearing these devices on themselves, get more data, use this data to improve themselves.
Let's get down to the reality of it. Isn't this a glorified pedometer? I mean, end of the day, it's counting your steps, and one or two of them may have some sensor that is built into it. What's the big deal? We've had pedometers for 20 years.
I mean, it's like saying, aren't mobile phones glorified rotary phones? The question is that, yeah, there is one function of measuring steps and other things. But what really these products are able to do is connect you to a completely new ecosystem which you were not part of. Mm-hmm. Suddenly you are competing with your friends, or your data is going to other people who can look at this thing, or you're connecting to a coach who's looking at your data.
The quantified self, the wearable technology movement, all of these things seem to be propagating something that is unhealthy to become healthy, which is competition. By far, one of the biggest USPs always given to me about a fitness tracker, I am up with 20 people and we are competing. Isn't that seriously unhealthy in the long run, that I am constantly motivated by the fact that I am losing?
So I think competition is good, but the context of competition is very important. So there is one way to compete which is called name and shame, where you are winning and you are making other people go down on that, or pulling down other people. That, according to me, is not good.
You have so much of data pouring into you. You have sensors that will tell you about your heartbeat. There are some that will tell you about how much you've been sweating. There are some who will tell you your body temperature. This overkill, and yet the feature set must improve. Otherwise, this is, like people say, it's just a step counter, right? The number of sensors you can put into this will only carry on. It's infinite what I'll be able to measure eventually. What do I do with all that data? Isn't it going to be counterproductive if I don't have the knowledge of that data? There have been cases where a particular band that tells you about, your sleeping heart rate, you shoot up at night and people have reached a doctor.
We are in an information age. I can see news on TV, on Twitter, on newspaper. Everywhere there is news flowing into me. And suddenly, I'm bombarded with so much information that I really don't know what to do.
Exactly.
But then I come to somebody like you who is editing it, who's curating the right news relevant for me. And I'm saying that whether I'm on NDTV or any other channel, I'm choosing the relevant information coming from me and getting the context out. Similarly, what has happened is that we are at the early stages of this, where it's just information flowing in and flowing in. You have 18 sensors telling you various data, right, and it is leading to a data overload. But going forward, people will start having filters of this information. There will be intelligence around it. There will be advisors. There will be all kinds of people who will help you decipher the information.
Could there be a situation where what you're predicting as stage 2 could be the dangerous situation, where the amount of data that is coming will create an army of cyberchondriacs? people that measure every single thing to do with the human body by data.
Let's say that there is a sensor which can get your endorphins level and which can get your other hormones which you secrete when you exercise. And what you will exactly get is that, hey, I'm getting this feeling because now the endorphin in my body and the dopamine in my body is
numbers to tell me that. I mean, it is now proven science that you will feel better after a harder workout than just
It's
before.
like saying that, did you need to know how many retweets your statements are having or how many likes your status is having? The same concept. People used to make statements before.
I mean, that's just
So,
me chest thumping that I got 5,000 retweets.
Similarly, right now, once you are doing all this data and all these activities, you normally just had your friend saying, great job. Suddenly, the whole world will be saying, wow, what is Rajiv doing? What is getting his endorphin levels to so high? We need to learn this. And maybe they will make you the next fitness guru, giving them advice.
Today, if I have to give you the top 3 or 4 bands that created history by starting, they're almost out. The Nike Fuel Band was the first one you could strap on your wrist. Nike has shut its hardware division down. The second one was Jawbone that went through a lot of trouble and at this present moment isn't doing that well. They had a lot of recalls and other such problems. Withings, that was very good with everything else that they did, came up with one little widget which has been a complete commercial failure. I can name about 10 other bands from companies that have never worked very well. Samsung has carried on trying to get into this market. They've failed. Isn't this a fad? I mean, it came. We all were really thrilled with it. I'm almost calling this the 3D TV of fitness tracking.
The first wave of hardware was trying to sell you hardware. But people soon realized that just the hardware is not good enough because what people need is motivation. What people need is action. That, okay, now I know what steps I am doing and what is my intake and what's my heart rate. Now tell me what to do to improve it. And we know that AI and apps are not fully capable of doing that and you need human intervention. And I think that's where the services angle comes in and that's what Goki did and I'm sure you're going to have a lot more companies follow this model.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick fire round of questions. Before you got into Goki, how many fitness trackers have you used?
About 9.
Do you use any of them right now?
No.
Name a fitness tracker or a company that you believe would have something similar that Goki can do.
I would say Samsung.
Okay, you think that they could do the entire human intervention part
I mean,
of it?
Samsung they really like to look at innovative models and replicate them. So I believe that they will look
A lot
at
of
us.
people would disagree with you out here. Okay, 3 years from now, the fitness tracker market will be?
There won't be a fitness tracker market. There will be a lifestyle market. And whether it is gyms or whether it will be all kinds of hospitals and all of that, they will be coming with solutions for your problems. And a wearable device or an implant will be part of the solution. So it's just a means to an end.
The fitness tracker business, according to you, will not be just something which will only track your fitness, it will track your entire lifestyle, right? Tell me 1 or 2 things that people have not thought of that they would be tracking.
The whole correlation between all the various things which is happening in their lives. People are not looking at it. So whether you are traveling a lot and that impact on your food and health and so all these factors, the stress
the
factors.
hormones that your body releases, all of that in 3 years you think would come about? I would know that I'm emotionally stressed and why
I
and what I
won't
can do.
say all of them, but I would say a lot of that is going to start coming in because what is happening is that right now your fitness tracking is in complete isolation with all other things. Your blood work, for example, what is the impact of your HDL, LDL levels based on your fitness regime? There is no correlation between that. These are all separate things which are happening. And I see a lot of this data getting more and more integrated.
I'm going to leave you with one last question. Now you have to put your hand on your heart and answer this one because this is a critical one for everybody. Will there be a time in the next 2 or 3 years where a tracker will be able to tell me the exact amount of calories I consumed when I went out and had a hamburger, when I ate healthy, when I ate a pizza, when I had 4 ice creams and don't want anybody else to know? Will I just look it up and say, damn, accurately I ate 3,300 calories, I better cut back for next week?
So I would say that in the next 3 years, but I would say that there will be technologies which can come closer. So there are technologies which are now coming, not looking at the food, but looking at the difference in your blood level. I think they will.
It's controversial right now, though, right?
It's very difficult to look at a food picture and kind of come up with calories.
Right.
But I would say a more accurate way would be to look at non-invasively your bloodstream and look at the amount of glucose. And I think within 3 years there will be some. I mean, it won't be very accurate, but it will be fairly accurate.
Once again, it'll tell you whether you had a good day or a bad day when you were feeding yourself. All right, so then that answers the question: does the world need a fitness tracker? There's a maybe out there. Does the world need to track every single thing down to data? Again, a big maybe. But do you need to know everything that's happening around your lifestyle, your body, your stress, your emotional quotient, the food you eat, what's good and what's bad? Absolutely yes. So go out there and get fit, tracker or not. Thank you very much, Vishal.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Thank you.
Very well spoken. Thank you.
I am the contrarian, and this is my world.